All right, welcome to the program. My name is Dr. Mankota. You are watching the TPN TV and radio network coming to you live from the United States of America. Today, we can discuss about one very important topic we get to do with one of the threatening conversation in we political atmosphere in a salon. So this get to do with um, tribalism, sectionalism, regionalism, all the isms, the way they think about. And if you take a look at for the past couple of years, where this government don't need the power, I want for be fear. This government not to can start or not to can ignite the discussion of tribalism. The discussion of tribalism now something where it precede this government. That's something where before even multi-party democracy, something where we big people that discuss. So it is some kind of a threat to the unity of the country in some aspects. But after this government's kind of power, we see some kind of an exacerbation of this tribal discussion or tribal sentiment where they go on within the Sierra Leone society, especially for people like here in the diaspora on social media. For the past couple days or weeks, we've been hearing so much about tribalism in the wake of the mayor of Freetown, Yvonne Aki-sawyer, where a leaked audio where he been talk about the frustration where he gets na the Freetown City Council, because according to the mayor, the frustration is the people the way they come, way they did way they did the Freetown City Council, especially the one there when Mende them, they know they try for work with them. When he tell them for do this according to him, he say then begin say Kiniboam, and he describe them people then they as the Kamokais, So because during the time of this conversation, somebody was recording, and this audio leaked on social media, and it created a firestorm for the mayor. I want to make something clear here before I go further. Me as somebody I don't believe in tribalism. I believe in tribes because that's natural, but I don't believe in tribalism. Everybody is born into a tribe. So this is something that you don't have control over. Okay? Every single human being is born into a tribe. Even in the Quran, God talks, He created we into tribes. So we were able to see in power, in majesty. So tribe, that's something we're not a bad thing. But when you want to use tribe for some other things or other political means, this is where it is very, very dangerous. So we call that tribalism. Tribalism in a generic definition, it just about like racism. When one tribe, believes they are superior to another tribe, so then they look low upon the other tribe. And because of that perception, then they always they try for look at their own tribe in terms of political position and all those other stuff. This is where tribalism comes to play. And in that perception, I don't believe in tribalism. I don't believe in that. Okay? Because it doesn't help, especially for a country with plural tribes, multi-tribes. They help, especially when it comes to the national interest. So definitely the mayor, the statement where he make, you're not supposed for them make that statement in there. As a leader of a metropolitan city like Freetown, where every tribe in that city there, and you are the head of that city there, you have to be conscious of what they say. You have to be cognizant of the fact that there are differences. And you also have to understand that the toxicity of politics today, people are just waiting for somebody to say something, then they jump on that. And this is where the problem with the mayor. And I don't know whether the mayor be no say them in a record them or not, but you're not supposed to don't say that. So definitely that was a big mistake for a leader like the mayor. You're not supposed to don't say that. Having said that, I also want to be sincere with people then. First of all, I so encouraged by the action of the mayor for come out in the public and apologize, accept responsibility for say yes, you're not supposed to don't say that. So he apologized. That's now courage for the way I see politicians then today. Some politicians they don't say they don't do the wrong thing. Instead, then they try for twists and turn and try for do things them the way for make able to get an excuse. But if the mayor come out and apologize and take responsibility, I think that's wonderful. I also want to talk to people then. This is very important. The reason we make I bring this now the TPN today. I also want for talk to people them. We always they wait for opportunity for jump on their opportunities then they and try for continue for divide we nations. The people the way they call for resignation of the mayor. I think say number one, they're not sincere. Number two, they're not fear with the mayor. Let me try for dissect certain things within the context of politics not alone today. It is very difficult today in a salon. For me, you talk about politics without hurting one side or the other, or even trying for bring in some sort of tribal, sentiment into the discussion. You know why? Because this now so we don't make we politics for being. This now something where a lot of we concern about, and they talk about the one against. We don't make we politics so toxic that we they try for wrap politics around tribalism, regionalism, sectionalism. And because of that, anytime when somebody talk about SLPP, the next thing, the Mende. Anytime when somebody talk or the Southeasterners, anytime when somebody talk about the APC, the next thing in mind is the Timinis, the Limbas, or the Northerners. This is how we don't create. This is the monster we don't create for with politics with this young democracy, and it is very dangerous. And there are people where they use that for continue for, cut a deep saw into that division there, that political division there. Now, if the people that way you call for the resignation of the mayor are sincere, because the mayor talk about the Kamokais or Buabise, which are totally they against the mayor, and I don't talk already. The mayor not supposed to say that thing and day because she is a leader. Okay, she's a leader, and she's not only leading the APC or the Timinis or the Creole or the Northerners. She is leading every single person in that city, including all the tribes them who will get Masalon. So she's she was wrong to come out and begin the say that. But let me look back. What happened also? I'm talking about the people the way they call for the mayor in resignation. When Mother Bio came to power in 2018, it was very clear in actions the way it been take against some components of tribalism. When they pull people them now their own position because they happen to come from a section of the country or region of the country, or they happen for get certain names we get different names, or they happen for be people from a particular section or region. That is also tribalism. That is clearly, and it's hot. Then people then they more than just the words way Mayor Aki-sawyer puts in that audio there. It is reprehensible. But why then people then they not tell the president for resign? In fact, just a few weeks ago, I don't know if Nakailahu or somewhere in the southeast, the president, the leader of the country, when he go to that area then, throughout his speech, outside been talk, Mende, Mende. The president want to tell you say the people that will be get another area there, they all na Mende man them. No. A lot of them to Mende man them. But because he feel the need, he feel the urge for making able to talk directly to the Mende people them, and probably no one for waiting in the talk, make the other tribes say the no hearing, he do. Well, you see, opinion is very, very subjective in nature. I want for let we all know that. Okay? It is very, very subjective. But some people that say, well, you get the right for talk in your own language. Yeah. Somebody else is definitely not happy, especially if that person did know what in the president they talk. And this is the father of the nation, the president of the nation. You want to tell me, say, the president not comfortable for talk back here, where almost everybody understand? Or 90% of the people they understand? All right, let's say the place where you go, majority na Mende, talk pan Creole, you get a translator where they translate to you. Okay? So the idea of tribalism is being perpetuated by both sides. So not to know more, Aki-sawyer, the SLPP are also tribalistic in nature. Let's face the fact. Let's face the fact. So for call for the resignation of Aki-sawyer, in my own opinion, is very, very unfair. And the other thing where I want for let we all know, how man, a human being. A human being like me and you. So you want to tell me, say, that woman not supposed to make mistakes? Because in a mayor, Mother Bio, when are the president of the entire nation, The mayor is just a leader of a particular city. Neither be you, when the president of the nation, don't make so many mistakes them. Right? You don't make so many mistakes. But people like we so, we're reasonable enough, we just want to see this country for make it go the right way. When they look at some of their mistakes, then they say, he's a human being. We can move forward. But every single mistake when somebody or a leader make, would they call for a resignation? Especially that woman. The things that we don't do for that city there, very, very impressive. Let's chastise the woman for her mistakes. And so he go able for learn from his mistakes. But every single thing when somebody do, you get for resign. You get for resign. That is really, really unfair. What so we're supposed to be. We are brothers and sisters. We politics not supposed for divide we further. We politics supposed only for make we able find different ideologies and the way how we be able to build that society there. Not to come create enmity. When somebody says something, we make mistake, we come out and try for knock and down, try for kill them. All right. So those people who are calling for the resignation of the mayor, they are not sincere. I know say they make based on politics, but that's okay. That's the nature of the society we don't live on today. And they even go to the extent now that they try for, say, if the mayor not resign, then for pull out by force. One of the examples where they give the former mayor of Kono, we get for do with corruption. They say because the Minister of Interior get for pull the mayor by force. So therefore, the mayor is supposed to resign. Come on, guys. This mayor, they're not found out by any corruption. Now something is saying, we not supposed to, you don't say that in the day. And now, you get for resign. If you not resign, I get for pull and by force. When I try for divide this country, ladies and gentlemen, when I really, really try for divide this country. Now, another very important thing also I want to say before I bring in my commentators. And this is very, very important. I want for now pay attention closely. Ladies and gentlemen, please, make we not take a single brush and brush an entire tribe. Just like the horrible mistake where the mayor do. Now, a lot of they repeat the same mistake where they call for the mayor resignation. The same mistake where the mayor do. Now, they do back so. And when they call for the resignation. What I mean? There are people right now where they use the mayor in mistakes them and try for go after the Creoles. I don't see so many channeling na social media how the Creole them very, very proud and feel say they are the people that we come on our upline, are people that we not civilized, this, that, that bull crap way in our social media, people that they talk about. I think say that is also a huge mistake where they do. Please, when I not take what in the mayor do. Yes, the mayor na Creole. When I not take what in the mayor do, na single person, then when they try for go after the Creole them. The Creole people are also our brothers and sisters. A lot of them, just like whether you talk about Mende, Timini, Loko, Limba, all those type of things, a lot of them, they get a lot of good people them. And for take this one grain brush, this single brush, and try for brush everybody na the place they as people them way they're very proud, and they look low upon the natives them. I think that is way too far. And we need to stop that. Because until we try for do, when somebody make mistake, we look at those mistakes and try for correct them without creating our own mistakes. Okay? So please stop going after um, the the Creoles. The Creoles are not, they're not doing nothing. Now Aki-sawyer doing something. So let's go after Aki-sawyer. You know, go after Aki-sawyer as a human being, but not go after the Creole, because that is just unfair to the Creole people. Imagine, let's say you're not Timini. A Timini person do one wrong thing. Then now somebody else can begin to talk, say the Timini then this, the Timini then that. You don't go feel fine because it is unfair, right? It's really unfair. You don't go feel fine at all. So now this I get for now for love we all know say when somebody do something, let's go after that person there and try for help them for make you realize say that person they do the wrong thing, like way the mayor do the wrong thing. We tell them say what you do so the wrong thing. Because right now we don't need tribalism, we don't need people them way they preach, especially where you're not leader. All right, now let me bring in my commentators them for America. We discuss this in details. All right, Bible una all two hold on. Una all two then okay. Mr. Akagbo, stay in the middle. Bible stay in the middle. Yeah, okay, okay. Bible stay in the middle. Go now you right side. Okay, Mr. Kabo, you are okay. All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. So one of the things today I want for now we discuss. Now we look at the danger behind. I don't say when it comes to politics. Then discussion here as alone. It's always going to be political, and I don't get no doubt for say when they can't talk so when I get for talk I'm based on your own political affiliation. Which okay, but I also want for now we also focus on the danger behind some of them rhetoric way people then they do na social media when it comes to um, tribes na alone. Can you let me start with Bible? Bible, can you look at within the mayor saying? First of all, look at the context within the mayor saying. If you think say the mayor do wrong, well, the mayor already don't acknowledge say yes, he make mistake. But do you believe the mayor make mistakes? And if that is the case, waiting you think say the mayor supposed for do next time it in a discussion with either internally with the party or something, because she is a leader of an entire city which comprises of all the tribes. Then go ahead.
Uh, this is Babure. I will start for greet the moderator and greet other commentators and tell the general audience I do. Once more again, Mina Babure. Uh, this issue of the mayor, uh, well, me from the background, me come out, when somebody make a mistake, he recognize, say do mistake, he apologize. I think say that at the end of the matter. When somebody don't say I'm sorry, more will give them a second chance. If at all na something mean or you know mean what the apology we mean, we will get them back next day. But the mayor for realizing a fund, public fund and they take PM and taxpayers then they pay 'em. The money we then they take PM, it come up from all tribes na the country. So if you respect every tribe na the country, because the money everybody will buy that means that city they don't pay tax to the mayor. So if the mayor they feed on public tax, he has to be respectful. It's like the people there are them being the masters. So having said that, the other side of the coin, I know I'm going to belabor the point. We live in a country of laws. if even when the mayor uh, commits a crime, processes and procedures then they for make the law take its course. So, but for mere people and calm, then dress themselves in an opinion as if they are uh, the court, they are the everything. Because the big thing people and they forget is we live in a country of laws, in a democracy, and one of the pillars of democracy is the rule of law. What in the rule of law say? The rule of law say it presumes somebody to be innocent until he's proven guilty by a competent court of the land. But for make automatically go demand somebody for make he resign, it's like you don't judge, you don't look. But normally, why always somebody and they drive me motor car mistakenly I hit somebody, I kill him. May the Lord forbid. Then they take me, and not they just say because that happened, then they can't take me, they cut me throat. No. And they go now court. The court they go take time because there are three elements or more elements to a crime. And one of the fundamental element of a crime now the intent. Now the intent. Now you make way somebody can bang somebody, the police they know say na him do am, but then they presume her to be innocent. Then they put you there, then take your picture, then no can cut your throat or carry go na the gallows. Then they go look na your state of your mind, the intent, if you mean am. So until all those ingredients where they constitute a law, the law able put them together, and make we are not able put them together. If you see somebody who then charge with murder, then bring her to manslaughter. Say you kill a boy, no mean am. And the penalties they are normally different. But for just automatically you listen to an audio, automatically go judge. No, that is not for for do things. You're too civilized at this point in time. For more, we just say no more. This man must go. This man must resign. May the due process take its course.
So let me ask you before I go to Mr. Kabo. Let me ask you a question. Mr. Dauda say, let us not compare the president to mayor because they don't have equal powers. What's your own take on this?
Dauda, I want to draw your attention. Say, the president, now for serve as a model. Now for rule and others follow in conduct. You know why they call him His Excellency? It means he will be excellent in whatever he says or does. So if the president not excellent, the president they call members of the opposition IMP when they not go court it, and you know say na court. Now if you don't find somebody before you call IMP. And from that thing and there, people like him begin to draw civil society and say if president don't do them, whosoever they begin to do that kind of thing. Those kinds of things. The president then say His Excellencies. Now he make other give that title. I remember one senior lawyer, Charles Magai. He said the presidency is beyond reproach, meaning not to somebody now unique feature where enough for be blamable. Now somebody who unique, anything way they do in character is very unique. Somebody with respect is the fountain of honor, the fountain of dignity. You look at all those values, then put as you are the number one person. So now you make the president what the common and more for to call somebody terrorist. It is set a bad example. Other person back they use them. I don't go through for me arrive that issue for call person so enough for be that way. So the if you say they compare one and they compare them, there is one commonality. They all are elective position. Now people them. And now I may see Yvonne as an individual. I may see all the people that all live in the municipality behind her as an individual. And when he talk about the president, not just see President Madabio as an individual. Look at the 7 million pro Sierra Leone, the population of Sierra Leone as him. So when he talk, if you like saying all man that in the world if get weight he heavy. I make the president for Pico till they talk because other people can compare do things if the president has done it, why not me? So I dey compare them because they are elected position, but the numbers are different. The president is more of an authority than that one. But again, that municipal again, who say real politics dey. The mayor now host the president. The president owe a lot. Now he's sitting at a day. Big respect for day between them. If you buy like in America, the president and the governor, and then you lost the how they make it in America, it gets certain laws there. They are exclusively for the states or the municipal, like the mayor. They get some other big aspect of the laws there. And the president ain't get and the federal ain't get them. But if they work harmoniously for the good of the citizens, then in a very good day.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. Because they are intertwined, even though yes, the power are not equal, but they get responsibility for the citizen. Now, Mr. Kabo, it seems like you are a little bit dark, but that's okay.
Can you see me clearly?
By the way, they sound clearly. Me, it sounds like say a little bit dark.
How about it? How about that?
A better small. All right, go ahead. What's your take on this issue with the mayor?
Well, I want to thank you guys, Mr. Mankota, Dr. Mankota himself, and my co um, contributor, Mr. Baibure. This is Kagbo from New York. Good afternoon from New York. Um, Everywhere you are in the world, as a Sierra Leonean. This is a very um, important topic, um, more so very sensitive. I want to thank Dr. Mankota once more for admitting the fact that the mayor misspoke. That is, that could at least soften the situation, and this is what we are here, the pressure on the mayor. And also, Mr. Baibure do mention on that. He explained greatly how um, um, the mayor misspoke. But having said that, and more so to Mr. Baibure, but to him, he mentioned about the intent into which the situation came up to. Um, I understand that this is just a point of observation. Um, Whenever you are appealing or apologizing or trying to be, I mean, to help somebody when he's in deep water or he under miscalculations, you might not want to explain too much. If you say he misspoke, let's dwell on that being in that fact. If we say she misbehaved, let's dwell into that fact. But when we try to convince the public, or I mean, bring the logic behind what she has said, and then at the same time we admit, and then we start to give explanations, then that's where the problem is. And most times apologies are not accepted. Just let's say Dr. Mankota made these remarks and he came on radio or on in the public and say he was sorry and he started explaining, comparing himself to this or to that. That's where the problem is. Then the apology is not sincere, and that apology is always not expected. It's not accepted. If you're apologizing, apologize. Now, having said that, the intent, as Mr. Baibura mentioned, it is clear. I want to talk about it because you guys digress on explaining. I would have said, okay, this is true. The guy, I mean, the ladies misspoke. Let us turn the page to our next, and then next time, and see what's going to happen, and we talk to the public about that. But because you guys are explaining, and I pick up from your explanation, intent, it is it is crystal clear in this situation where intent was actually manifested here by the mayor. Why do I say that? It's how it came from one step to the other. There are 2, 3, 4 factors that clarify the fact that she meant what she was doing. And that's what the intent is. How long does it take her to go from there? She mentioned the word, she mentioned the name Kemokai. All right, that's one person. Okay, she went further to say, who are Bishop? Now she brings in the Mende. Now she didn't only stop there. She also mentioned the word, this time the name, the Kemokais, with a plural. It goes back to the Mende. 3 steps. And she didn't only stop there. She said she would not even allow that. So all these things are intentional. Because if you say one word and you never repeat anything about that again, there's no intent. But the moment you started digressing on that, you build in the intention. So in that case, and that's why I say we shouldn't explain what Mayor has done. If we are apologizing to the public, we apologize. But the intent is clearly there. Okay? Now, coming back to Mr. Mankota, even though he apologized and he asked the public to keep, to restrain and turn the and next page because the mayor is a good person, yes, but that has nothing to do with this because you guys start explaining. And talking about, as Mr. Mankota mentioned, saying that the president was tribalistic or has been in that kind of nature. And so, in other words, the mayor has done that. So what about it? Even though he put it in a soft way, but that's all the same as saying that the president did that because he explained. And what did he say? He said the president took removed members of parliament from their positions. It is clearly true, but that was constitutional.
I was not talking about. I was not talking about members of parliament. I was talking about the ordinary people. They're waiting at their own office. They're with them in the pool. At the office, them. I'm not being talking about the members of parliament.
Yeah, that's not tribalism. That's politician. That's politics. That's definitely. If you are SLPP, I'm APC, or you are APC, I'm SLPP. If I win, I put my people that I know they stand by me. When I say my people, those who follows us in the party, that's definite. Otherwise, there will be no elections, Mr. Mankota. If I have to bring your own people, I bring my own people. There should be no elections. So that's why there are elections. So we choose those people who favor us.
Okay. Let me
land down. Let me land down. And you also mentioned about the president speaking in Mende, trying to reiterate the fact that he is tribalistic and trying to defend Yvonne Aki-sawyer, not so directly. That's why I said you shouldn't have explained, because the more you explain, it becomes deeper and deeper, and people that accept your apology. Now, the Kailan, everybody knows that it's probably 98.999% of the people that speak Mende or whatever language. I'm not sure. Mende. And the president can speak Mende. And he has to nail his point. He has to bring his point to the core for the people to understand. And I want to assure you also, even though you recommended he should have spoken in Creole, there are many, many, many people there who cannot speak Creole, who don't understand it. You know that. So I don't think that is tribalism. I'm coming. It's not tribalism. And you also talk about Emerson Lamina's issue and that of Yvonne Aki-sawyer. And you were saying that's corruption. And that's what? Is that not a government issue? Is that not something that has to do with people in high offices, especially so in government? Tribalism? Corruption, tribalism. I know corruption is mentioned in the Constitution. Tribalism is also there. That's a moral aspect of the rulers, of our leaders, that they have to respect. So there's no difference between an Eskorma firing Emerson Lamina to that of, if at all, Madabio is to fire Yvonne Aki-sawyer. There's no difference. They all have the same rights.
All right. Okay.
Equal
now,
rights.
Okay. Now
Well, there are a lot of things, but hold on. There are a lot of things I was going to explain here, based that are extracted based on your explanation, your monologue, and that of Mr. Baibure. But because of time, I stopped so far, and I let you go ahead.
Yeah, you still get a chance for make explain, but I just want to make a few clarification that you make that are not correct in the first place. Let's start with the the ceremonious sacking of civil servants, where the SLPP government they do now most of the offices them. Um, we all know say when a leader comes in power, he want for put in young people them, and this is probably not something where the legislature, if they get it, they can look for look and try for a fix. The reason what he makes Sierra Leone always, and every time a leader come, it start from the beginning instead of he continue. Now because of some of them perception, yeah. Somebody within a civil servant position, he gets 20, 30 years of experience on how to deal with the management of that office there. You know, you come in and can't put somebody where you know what they do anything. That thing is a very, very problematic for the country. This is one of the biggest problems we will get. And I am not saying this only unique to the SLPP. We in the APC system be the do the only differences between the way we will and the SLPP, we've been doing systematically, slowly, it takes almost 11 years for do waiting SLPP do within 1 year. That make SLPP, the union was very, very, clear. People then take notice, for say this is not right. And what can happen? It became that most of them people then they happen for being from a specific region or tribes. This is very wrong. I don't care about governments come in power, put other people them within the executive branch, because the executive branch and other few stuff them, I know say you want for do things them where you promise within your agenda and people believe in your agenda that they're supposed to do them. But come on, the civil servant, look what they want in. We take somebody who don't not season experienced civil servant, we can't bring somebody who just come up.
Can't hear you. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
You hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Okay. So this is what I get problem with. The second thing is, Mr. Kabo, a leader of a country is a father of a country. And a country will happen for me, a multi-tribal people. One thing where the colonial powers, or whatever you call them, they help with, they bridge the gap from all the different tribes then, we able to talk a single language where almost 90% of the people in the salon able to talk that language, that is Creole. You as a leader, Mr. Kabo, imagine where the Skoma been na salon when they go na Kokoli or McKinney or Mabuka or Putloko, na timini talk te incommoding. Now you could be the first person again when you tell and say, no, that's wrong. I assure you on that. You go be the first person when you tell and say, no, that's wrong, because you know why? If you really want to talk to you people them privately, you don't need for bring in cameras, bring in people them from other way than call. When they go inside room, they go talk. But when you get out there as a public figure, you talk to the language where everybody in the country, because the people themselves want for everything they talk about. So for you for begin talk a language when I'm Mende throughout you as a leader, that is wrong. So that's not the even though yes, he get the right for doing, but as a leader, you know, an Escoma do that thing and I did tell an Escoma, say no, an Escoma, you're wrong. You're not supposed to do it because you know why? You are talking to the people of this country, not only to McKinney people, the Magboka or Putloko. So that the same thing, they still condemn Mother Bio, say you're wrong, you're not supposed to do it at all. And that's the first time this Mother Bio do it. When it been as a candidate, you know, during the time of the primary campaigns with them in Nepal, Kande Yunkela was an SLPP, right? Member, Igona Kenema. I think Kenema Bo, Igo campaign. That time they Mother Bio in London. People them call Mother Bio from London for say, hey, if you don't come for at that time they say Mother Kande Yunkela, they try for convince you support us them. You know what Mother Bio do? He called the radio station at Kenema. He try to talk to the people them. You understand? You know what he do? He switch to throughout and I've been condemned and doing something. So today, do about this time, and they still condemn and say he is wrong. You're not supposed to do. Why Bible?
Oh, I thought.
Well, you don't say most of the point in a very clear way. What to me they say here is the president is much more than a segment of the population. If the president they talk like Kailau, even though he's Sabi Kailau, if he's so much concerned that Baku people are not Sabi English, may bring
translator,
an interpreter may come, because when he talk to the exclusive hearing of the other tribes, we become suspicious.
Yep.
Because we know why the president for keep that secret from us. Why he not want us to know? We have those questions in our mind. The president is undermining his very administration is trying to preserve, and he's practicing tribalism. That's now a book definition of tribalism. What do I mean? The preference for that particular language, other than the other 17 languages, we have 17 or 18 languages. Why you prefer that? And tribalism, somebody define and say, when you prefer your own language at the expense of the others, in terms of positions, in terms of jobs, in terms of interaction or talking or communication, that is the book definition of tribalism. If people say that is the superior, that language should be hard. Now he make it ban all other cultural dances. He allow those troops or cultural practices to go on. If he thinks that culture must be imposed on other people, that is the tribal element of the thing where we want to make the president stop, because everybody is paying taxes to him and is living on taxpayer, and the tax not gets on him. Not to him the tax they eat or Mende tax. Now Sierra Leonean tax they eat. So may do something that is common. That is very common. That may do something that is common. Even the international partners, they want to know what in the president they talk. Now that part of the country. So why they go talk to a particular language where other people they know hearing, the president they undermine the administration. If they undermine the administration, he think he's doing the opposition. He's not.
All right, but Peter Dowda also he said just because something is wrong doesn't mean that is illegal. What are you take Bible?
It's absolutely right. We have what we call conventions. These are practices there where they allow the smooth running of things. Now I make them say get conventional president, you know, get conventional president. President will hold press conferences, they talk to people, and you get unconventional president who they sit down and tweet they make. He's not committing any crime. But the only thing they undermine your very administration you think you are make, because there is no law who forbids say person for talk in your own language. But the president has to be sincere. Watching at the SLPP, what you read on textbook, why the SLPP will be the first party forget power in this country. Now in the party, we get a national outlook by then. Before, all the political parties that were been there, the people in the colony, who them they call them by then, the Creole then, they feel superior. Now the same problem, say they no one put countryman in the political party. But when the SLPP come, it get for try, it get people in the protectorate, it get people in the colony. Now he convince the weight man, they say, well, this they look out for national cohesiveness, for bring people in together. That are the thing. You see, so now I make the weight man they look very comfortable. The Creole people and then feel say they talk the language, they don't interact. Most of them don't get key position. They work hand in gloves with the administration, with the white. Then feel say the white man for left the country in their hand. But in terms of political formation, what you read from textbook, the party then refuse for put people who they refer to as provincial people Italians them. You see, and that thing they not fine. So they pay the price. So this SLPP now a national party. So the president meaning anything he says or does must get a national flavor. Anything that favors a particular tribe, may the president not do. Remember, his excellency, he has to be excellent, not to good or better, not to 70. If you get 90 or 95 by anything what they do, that makes him excellent. Otherwise, we don't call him his excellency. Just call him Bio. He's not excellent.
And the funny thing here,
let him low. You see.
And the funny thing here is the SLPP motto then say one people, one country, not so. So I don't know why the president is trying for divide. Mr. Kabo, go ahead.
Well, just like I mentioned earlier, all these guys you are doing is to buttress the fact that what Yvonne Aki-sawyer do is right because the president is doing this, and that's why I told you earlier on. If you commit a situation and you want to apologize, you don't explain. But I'm not shying away from the explanation. But I want to say it again and buttress the fact that Kailau is over 98% Mende people. And the situation at the time warrants the president to speak in Mende.
Mr. Gapo.
Hold on, I am coming. Don't interrupt me. You guys have been talking. Let me go. Now, the situation warrants him. I have watched when he went to Big Wharf, I don't know if I'm correct, Suzanne's Bay, where the fire caused some damages recently. That was probably 2 days or 3 days ago. I had the president greeting because he knew very well majority of the people there are Timinis. I think he wished he could have spoken Timini further. And he greeted to the people, saying, "Koino, second no." And he did so, and he also used that in Fula. That tells you that he speaks based on where he is found at the time, at the moment, where he can interact with the people better, and the people to accept him. And we knew he cannot speak Timini, so he couldn't go further. So, talking to a group of people who are 98% or even if not 100% of that particular ethnic group speaking English or Creole, when you guys are talking about Creole, that's the language of the country, there's nowhere in the books of Sierra Leone that they say a president should speak Creole so that everybody could understand. There's nowhere it is written. Now, you guys are speaking in Creole. You know why? Because majority of the people in Sierra Leone can understand Creole. That's why you are in this system and speaking Creole. Now, in Kailau, not everybody speaks Creole, neither English. So for him to put his point across, he thought it's necessary to speak in Mende. He wished he could speak everybody's language. So when he go to the Timini people, he speaks Timini. When he go to Soso land, he speaks Soso. But it's not possible. All right? And just like what Mr. Dowda mentioned, to say it's not illegal. All right? So, I mean, if you guys are asking for mercy and for the public to to support Aki-sawyer, not what she did, but to keep her in her position, and this is not an APC versus SLP. Let me tell you something. Aki-sawyer is an APC, we know, but it is about Aki-sawyer. It's not about APC. And these people, most of you guys, flaming you pushing the opposition. I mean, or the tribes the tribe that is concerned. You guys are pushing them for them to take action, and if they do, they are right. You talking about the government? The government issued a statement only by saying that they are watching the situation they have had. They never commented on what was done, and they have not given a press to condemn her or to exonerate her. All right.
Mr. Gabo, sometimes it's important for let get interaction because that will make the discussion will be very great if necessary. All right. So, Mr. Gabo, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Do you know that not for the first time this way, Mr. Madabio Guna Kailahu, right?
His Excellency the President Madabio, you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not for the first time this Guna Kailahu, right?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, he don't go to Kailahu a couple times. But the next question, I don't say you know that, but anyway, yes, not for the first time.
I don't know if that's the first time or not the first time. I don't know. Yeah,
not for the first time, it's actually. But let me ask you another question. The term, okay, let's forget about the president or whatever, Madabio. Not for the first time this is going to Kailahu. He don't go to Kailahu. Multiple. When he go to Kailahu, the time when he been going to Kailahu, was it that every time you go to Kailahu na Mende they speak, or they speak Creole?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that. But I pay attention to what you mentioned that he went there. He spoke in Mende. That I recall, which you mentioned. You mentioned.
Well, okay. Thank you. Well, I want to tell you, say, and what you make at it now, you argument how they try for undermine.
Let me ask you one question. One question. Speaking in a group of people, 98% of that ethnic group, and speaking their own language, is that tribalism? Is that what you're saying? Is that tribalism?
In some cases, that make I talk earlier if you listen to my monologue, I say opinions are subjective in nature. You understand? Like what would they show? Let's say the people that know they watch we at all, you know, me, you, and Bible and no more. Okay, me and Bible na Mende, you na Timini. Or me and Bible and na Timini, you na Mende. Then we there, and we don't say you there, right? Then we begin to speak per Mende.
Correct.
To be honest with you, whether you agree or not, you don't go feel comfortable. You go feel say either we talk about you, or we are just too tribalistic. Now that make we speak your language, right. even though probably not to the main intention. And as a leader of a nation, now that one day, if you see condemn Aki-sawyer for make that statement, then they I not condemn Aki-sawyer as Aki-sawyer. I condemn her as a leader because she represents a multicultural city. So now the same thing with the president. The president don't go to Kailahu so many times. Most of the times, na Pancreol they talk. Now, if he in the go begin talk the entire audio where na Mende he talk, and there are so many people at that time. We not to Mende no more, and besides, even Kailahu, you get a lot of people that will not to Mende, a lot, because the area that you talk about now, the diamond area, go na Kailahu. A lot of other people then go there for good trading, for good dig diamond, for good do so. Not to Mende no more. Yes, Mende will be the majority, but a lot of people then did it. So you as a leader, you get forget that conscience. They say, you know what? I represent not only Kailahu, I talk not to only Mende people in Kailahu. I also talk to Timini people in Kailahu, Limba people in Kailahu, Mandingo, Creole, and all those type of people them in Kailahu. So for the president for talk, it's not legal.
All right, let me help you. Let me help you. Yeah.
Right.
Let me help you. Now, you agree with me that about 98% of the population in Kailahu are Mende speaking people, correct?
No, No.
And okay, all right, whatever the number is, but the bulk of the people are Mende speaking people.
Yeah,
Right?
majority.
The bulk, majority. Okay. Now you have Fullers there, you have Lindos, you have Locos, you have Timinis there who've spent their lives there because of the diamond, who have given back to children. They all speak Mende. Do you know that?
No.
So the man knows the ground where he was. And let me tell you something. Hold on. Kalaun is not a Creole speaking area. That's not what the birth of Creole comes from. Creole is in the city, Freetown. Okay? And it will be, I mean, let me tell you something. It would be very helpful. I know what you are talking. And it would have been an advantage for every president who would have been able to speak everybody's language. So when you went to a certain direction, he speaks that language. Well, unfortunately, Marabio could only speak one or two or maybe three languages. I could guess maybe Sharo, English, and Creole, and Mende, maybe four, right? But the thing, what I'm saying to you that you are now we are bringing the comparison with Aki-sawyer and Aki-sawyer and Marabio because this is what it is. That's why I told you if you are asking for sympathy for somebody, don't explain for what other people have done. Now, let us. You are the owner of the you are the owner of the TPN radio. You want to bring a point that Marabio speaks Mende in Kailang, and so as for such, it is good that Aki-sawyer to use some bigotry statement, tribalistic statement, incendiary statement, and separating. I mean, all those times.
Mr. Gabo,
that's what you are saying here, correct?
Mr. Gabo,
yeah.
Please, not put word in my mouth.
Based on the argument.
No, me was very clear. The points what I try to make, not because Aki-sawyer disparaged the Mende, not that one day. The points what I've been trying to make, people the way they ask for the resignation of Aki-sawyer because he disparaged the Mende. And we see also other actions then by the president where he take, where clearly a lot of people then they take and say na tribalism. So not all because
I understand you very well. No, just say this, maybe it will clear you.
No, hold on. You don't understand me because if you understand me, not gonna say I compare because Madabio and this. No, now the people that the hypocrisy, now they try for highlight. And if you listen to me, I condemn Aki-sawyer outrightly. And not to one time, I do it several times, but I say the people they wait now and then they go after Aki-sawyer, then they ask for their resignation. They're hypocrites because we then don't also see certain tribalism they go on, they not ask for resignation. But now then they want to force the lady for making come out. That was all I was saying. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So let me explain to you, Mr. Mangota. I'm an administrator. I don't have much time.
It's my turn now. It's my turn.
Let me just clear this. It's good if we stay on course on Aki-sawyer's issue, because you know what? If this statement you're talking about, Marabio speaking Mende in Kailang must have taken maybe, I don't know, 2-3 years. So you tell me. You never brought that in the radio so we can discuss it. Why are we not comparing that? Why are we not comparing that? Let us focus on Aki-sawyer. Okay? Now, you guys are making like a police officer. A police officer, hold on, I'm coming. Let me explain. A police officer will stop you on the way. A police officer will stop you on the way for breaking the law. And you're going to tell him that, but I'm not the only one. That other person breaks it. You know that in America, that police officer will not listen to you because you are the person in question and you are the person they're going to hold, right? Now, all those laws, you never bring them. Why are you guys trying to compare this thing now? Let's focus on Aki-sawyer. Right? She's a bigot. That's a period.
Yes, go ahead. This was something that not happened 3 years ago. This was something that happened about 2 weeks ago. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
So not to something where did not happen decades ago. Now something will happen about 2 weeks. No, not to, I said 2 weeks ago.
I'm not talking of Aki-sawyer. I'm talking of Marabio.
I'm talking of Marabio. I'm talking of Marabio.
What happened? What happened?
The The time when Mother Bill been going at that place, they for go talk when you talk the Mende. Now about couple of weeks ago.
Nakailahu.
I don't know if like Allahu, but
Mr. Makota, check your facts. I have had that over 2 years ago.
No,
Check
Mr.
your
Kabo.
facts. People are listening to you. Can somebody help us from outside? Can
Mr.
somebody
Kabo.
help us from outside? But the
Mr.
time Mother Bill spoke Mende in the Kailahu district, it is over a year ago.
Okay.
And I'm not even sure if Mother Bill have gone to Kailahu since the beginning of this year. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure. That's what I say.
All right,
You're totally wrong. Totally wrong.
Well, thank you. I accept that because I said I don't know. Correct me.
I'll send the video to you. I'll send the video to you.
I don't think Mr. Kabo see the video. You don't see the video.
The video which I see when Madame Bill spoke Creole, I mean,
It's less than 2 months ago. Less than 2 months.
You see, the reason why they tell you say sometimes don't kind of more for can defend. Get the story first, then you get for be sincere also, because if you just focus on defending, sometimes you they even make mistakes. You understand? I know they talk about the one way. In fact, if Mother Bill been speak Mende before, probably before this, probably at the time where he been the talk, he been be as a candidate. But this is why they tell you so. Now about recently, okay. Now recently, so as
to me, I haven't heard that. That's news, but I know one which took place maybe last year. Not even
but that's last year or 2 months ago. But they try for defend and say, even though you don't know the video they talk about, you still they come adamantly they try for defend, and this is where the problem is.
Listen, I didn't say that to you. I said I know of one which was making the rounds in Watop a year or more ago. I'm not aware of a most recent one. The most recent one I know of, I mentioned to you, is when he went to Susan's Bay. He tried to greet the people in Timini and Fula and other languages, but unfortunately, he cannot go further. And that's where he can stop. So he pick up where he can speak. That's what I said. Okay. So my question now, Mr. Mankota, is that why these things don't come on the radio before so we can discuss them? Why you want to put them together with Aki-sawyer's issue? That simply shows us that they are bringing a comparison to vilify one or the other. That's what I'm saying.
I brought those things as a comparison for highlight the hypocrisy of the people, the way they call for Aki-sawyer in resignation, while they're not saying similar things also they go on. They don't call for the resignation. I am not saying Aki-sawyer is correct. No, Aki-sawyer is wrong. But at the same time, two wrong cannot make right. Let me, Bible, go ahead. As you go ahead, let me just read what Ajibu Jallo saying. Ajibu Jallo saying, Mr. Kabo is always steady trying to defend the indefensible. Creole is the language spoken in all these street headquarters town in Sierra Leone. The president is the fountain of honor. Therefore, he must always, with capital letters, emphasis, always conduct himself in a manner that does not attract disenchantment and comfort. That is, speaking in Mende at his visit in Kailahu this past February. So that now
can I answer him? Can I answer?
No, you've taken too much for the others to notice.
I have the questions. That's why.
No, but I didn't answer.
That is a statement he made for me against me.
Mr. Kabo, I will give chance. I will give chance to make answer. But before you answer, let me bring in this. But I just want to make sure because you asked for a confirmation from outside. Somebody from outside, I'm just telling you, say this past February.
That is not the confirmation. Where is that?
Look at the last one, this past February. You see, the last
two words. The last two words.
February. Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right.
The one I knew was over 2 years ago.
Okay, now
a year or two. That's what I want. That's what
I just want to make you know, say sometimes you get to be very patient and careful and know, say some of us also they when on social media they listen and they watch what they got. Mr. Bible, go ahead.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Makota. What me they say here is, I keep on referencing the word His Excellency. The president, therefore, he has to be fair what you do to one tribe, now you for do to the other one. If you not able to talk to the other tribe, may find a common thing for me Idwam. Otherwise, because the president, the motorcar where he drive go na Kailau, not to a private vehicle. Now all tribes na him pay put petrol panam. All tribes now them buy that motorcar, now he drive go under. So when they go talk a national policy statement, if we talk a language where everybody go read for more all know to the president they talk. So the president therefore be very, very fair. And the other point is, in my history, since I grow up, both in my country and the world over, I don't want the city like that. So I don't want the president to be doing things that are odd. I don't want the real sarcastic and go to them Limba people that just go talk Limba, or you go to them and they just go talk or Hamilton, or all the past rural there, just they go talk no more for the exclusive of a particular tribe. It's seemingly odd. That is some area of concern. So the president, when they say His Excellency, he has to be careful because he lives in not get private something except otherwise indicated or requested. Say I'm going on a private visit or I'm on vacation this. But when he move, they do in function as president if the team forget a national favor. Before I come to this program, I read they talk on a video, Idebo school. They talk about national cohesiveness coming together. But we have seen a pattern of practicing tribalism since the inception of the administration. We see USAI systematically they rob people of their job, even though those jobs were guaranteed by statute or by law. That's not to for be political, but it just they ignore. You go ahead and do things the way would they favor a own tribe. That is very dangerous. Now it make me say, if now the time where I been there as alone, I been there be as teacher. I see the president, they sack me brother, they own a permanent secretary, they own a chimney man, and they campaign all chimney teacher them more common class who more go na farm. May bring in many brother, they make them teach all the subjects in the school. Make I teach the president a lesson. Me by brother, they do that. You understand? So yes, are they campaign all those other professional. If he cannot, the president is a very big thing. He has to be beyond reproach. If for those things there with excellence, enough for favor one. Now papa, now daddy, now everything. If I see the president, they slight me, it's a very dangerous practice. I can resort to civil disobedience, like how they talk so. I'm not able to fet them, I'm not able to do anything, but I able to mobilize shame on them or and in government, like how they do so now the public, say, hey, Mr. President, you have the power, you can take the gun and send people to take me to Padeba Road or to kill me. But same way so, I go then at my own corner, they tell you, say, what they do, I feel slighted. I want you, I love you as a president, but do that which is right. Because that country now all get up. And I know they judge the president, I know they judge the Mende people by the conduct of the president too. The Mende are people that I have great respect for. And why they why they talk about the president, and they draw a line, say it's completely different when I talk about the Mende as a people, because the Mende people, what you mean about them? They can always tell me, say, then a lot of people, they are civilized, they always do what is right to people. So the president, because he inadequate, he not able to deliver, now he make it they go rally behind the tribe for protection or for security. You don't can't do something, a way you don't get the know-how or you don't get the capacity for me to do them. Instead, they go use emotions or ethnicity for try for get an advantage. It is wrong. That is all about tribalism.
All right.
Even the Timni president, when the president one fail, we see say no able do, no able live up to the people. They can't invoke sympathy by in tribe there. But some people that will get sense. Believe me, they're not can follow the president too.
All right.
I go on top of there.
Okay, let me bring back the comment where Ajibu Jallo talk. Mr. Kapo, you get the opportunity now for
All right.
response.
Before I go further with the comments of Mr. Jallo, probably there's not much even I have to say there. That's just a statement he made, which has no bearing. But what I want to correct Mr. Baibure by saying that the president fires people and bring his Mende people. That is not correct. That is wrong.
You you cut off a little bit.
If fired employees of the country for which he has the right to hire and fire, and bring in other employees for which he has the right to bring them. Okay? And bringing, you guys always, you people say you bring the Mende people, or an Eskorma bring the I don't know which tribe, because I don't see who they are. They bring the Limba people. Because they are very few. That's what I'm saying. I don't know, because they are very. I'm not going to say too many.
If an Eskorma did that, if the Eskorma did that,
I'm coming.
That was wrong. That was wrong. We are not supporting him.
No, I'm coming. The idea of you saying he fire people and bring in Mende people, that statement is wrong. Unfortunately, you made it. And I will not tell you that an Eskorma fire Mende people and bring not Timini, because Timinis are they just use them. They bring the Limba people, because that's what I'm saying, or the local people, right? Those statements are not correct, simply because when Madabio fire people, he don't bring Mende people. He bring people in the country. And when you say he bring people, Mende people, you become more tribalistic. Remember, Madabio and Eskoroma, they all belong to political parties. If you want to talk about tribalism, your statement saying he fire Timini people and bring Mende people is wrong. I will accept you when you say he fire APC people and bring SLPP people. SLPP is not a tribe. APC is not a tribe. But when he say fire Mende people, he bring he fire Limba Timini people, he bring Limba.
I don't want to be seen interrupting you. I don't want to be seen interrupting.
Wrong statement.
But the statistics figures then they are the social media. Right now that the military. Go to the military, go to the police. Who is this? Who is that? No, I will not belabor myself. I will not waste my time.
I can answer that to you. I can answer that to you again. In America, when Trump took power, what did he do? He fired the Democrats. Unfortunately, there is no tribe here, but he fired Democrats. He brings in those people whom he thinks is comfortable of working and can make sure his agenda succeed. That is the essence of winning elections. If I am a presidential candidate, hold on, Mankota, you are a presidential candidate. If I win the election and I'm going to bring all your people, what is the need to campaign? What is the need to conduct election? That is the benefit of conducting elections. You bring people that you are comfortable of working. There's no crime about that internationally. Okay? And that's what Madabio has done, and he has done it right.
Now he has wrecked the country. There is no money in the bank.
That's what you say. That's what that's a flimsy statement, careless statement, plus that's even damn attitude statement. Because it causes problem. The man who don't understand out there, you make him believe that you're saying which is not correct. Say the right thing.
All right, Mr. Gabu. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you really believe a president, whether you talk about the APC or the SLPP presidents, supposed for go around and firing ordinary people them? For example, I'm not talking about the one that we now executive members, then the one that we actually the work for them, you understand? But I'm talking about like their offices, then way sometimes the person are just a clerk, the person are just this minor positions then for that person only for a very long time. Do you think it is right for a president, forget about the party label? That's number one. Number two, do you also think a president always, when a party can have power, they pull everybody where you don't get the experience at that office? I'm talking about civil service. I'm not talking about executive position. The executive position, the president get the right for do them because he wants for surround people the way believe in them. But the civil service, where now offices the way separate from the executive position, if they pull people the way get the experience, then bring people the way not get no experience at all. Do you think that is good for the country?
Mr. Mankota, this is what I will say to you. There is no president, even an Eskorma, whatever the president may be, and even you will not do that to just walk around I am the president. Hey, you get out. Hey, you get out. I bring this. That will never happen. And that's not what Marabio do. Now, if I am a president, what I expect and what I know is what presidents do, including Marabio, even an Eskoroma, is to go to the department and send his own executive or whoever heads of those departments, or maybe different people like auditors, who will evaluate the department and see what progress has that department made from that. God,
Sometimes you talk too much, and that makes so.
I wish it before dinner salon.
I think.
Yeah, I'm back.
Hold on.
Are you? Are you?
Yeah. Now, what happened? My laptop went dead, and I pick up the phone. Now I'm on the cell phone.
Okay, Mr.
Now let me finish what I was saying.
Okay,
So,
go
no leader will go out boisterously in the street because he's the boss to just get people out. Any administration, you have to trust the people that are there. You evaluate the administration. Doesn't mean because you fire them, you don't trust them. Now, for instance, let's say NPA or National Power Authority in Sierra Leone. We see how dilapidated the situation was. And when there was no electricity, there are no water, those who work with the waters, there are no water supply. If I come there, people have been there 10, 20 years, and they don't make no development, they don't make no progress, and we're still where we are, and they think they are going to stay there. I am going to take them and put new breed, new people who will want to make sure that the system works well. They are so complacent, they are so comfortable in being in those places. And some have reached retirement ages. And there are so many different ways of assessing them. Marabio didn't just come and look at them and assess them in that way. There are so many categories. Some are near to retirement. Some are even not educated. They don't fit the position they hold because of political grounds. They are not educated. They just sit down there in the office. They have nothing to say or do other than to say yes. So those people, you will evaluate the system and see where the problem lies and deal with it. And I think that's what exactly Marabio did. And I think that's exactly what Anes Koroma did. But to say Marabio take the APC people, I mean the Limba people off, or the Timini off, and bring the Mende people, that's an unfortunate statement.
Okay, I'll pick it from there. Well, by all indications, by all the indices now, we don't see. You see the hardship they go now the country. Would they read bank not in money not in a bank? Would they read the Africanist press? What did they talk? This now the reason why the president surround himself with the type of people he may for make and practice what he practice, so he don't bring the country behind. But the people of Sierra Leone, they are going to teach him a lesson come 2023. We're going to answer this question very well. If the president do well, he's going to get his second term. But if not trouble or Nagbalo bring out the country, the people are going to pay him accordingly. But believe me, I tell you, no progress not in the country. Times are very hard.
That's what
listen to the music. Listen to the musicians there. The common music code and they preach right now. Talk to you people there. I mean, I never interrupted you. I never interrupted you. I'm speaking.
I mean,
I'm speaking.
Those are
Can I speak? 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 You see, I never did that to you. What I'm saying here is,
Bible is staying at the middle. I think you don't go back. Okay, thank you.
What I say is, if the president bring in professionals, no question about it, we support that. And we know they read a bank governor, they can't talk say money not in a bank. From his very mouth, we talk. That's an abnormal situation. Our people are suffering as a result of that. Now, no investment, no they go on at the country. A lot of hardship in the country. Look at the exchange rates. Look at it. What was the exchange rate when the APC was in power? What is it now? Look at the rate at which the thing don't gallop. So I don't come out. This thing, you know it, and you are putting a blind lie. This is a serious disservice to the country. Mr. Kagbo, you tell me what is the exchange rate now in Sierra Leone?
No, if you tell me the exchange rate when Tijan Kabal leaves office what was the cost of a bag of rice? Until the time Neskoroma leaves office, then I'll tell you what the exchange rate now. Now tell me.
Okay, I will tell you then distinction without difference is absurd. What do I mean? You try to distinguish the APC, say for lack of performance, to bring in the President Madabiu, but he's failing to perform. So it would have been better for the APC to stay in power, because distinction without difference is absurd. So there is no point for the SLPP to be in. So we are going to take him out.
Then you are unfairly judging the SLPP, because they are just nearly 3 years ago, and 3 years in power, whilst SLPP is 11. APC took the reins of APC. The country for 11 years. Can you imagine for you to compare a 3-year-old to 11-year?
You have no defense. The finance minister, what did Mr. Fassi say? Within 3 months, we'll change it. They put a timeline.
Salon has never been rich more than what it is now in the present situation. There has never been this type of money in Sierra Leone, and this type of development that is going in Sierra Leone compared to the 11 years of Aneskuruma.
There's development going in Sierra Leone.
The idea of you saying that the bank governor came and said there is no money, you are misinterpreting it. Just like you guys are saying, talking about bread and butter. Those are statements, they are just compressed in a very little way, but if you expand them, and that's what you guys fail to understand, you just go tell your supporters that there's no bread and butter. What does the supporter understand? The governor said there's no money. What does the supporter understand? Just that little thing he or she understands. Me and you understand broader than that. That's why it is dangerous for you to just say things like that without explaining.
Okay, Mr. Gabo.
Tell me the bag of rice during Tijan Saban up to the time he left, and tell me the bag of rice, the price during Aneskuruma up to the time he left.
No, the people of Sierra Leone will tell you 2023.
Hold on. Mr. Gabo.
Yeah.
Question for you.
Sure.
Why do the people of Sierra Leone voted for SLPP? You hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah, why the people of Sierra Leone voted for SLPP?
Because they found out that APC is not doing what they are doing, what they are expecting.
Exactly. So they go compete APC again, where the people that don't already say they know they do the right thing with the one where they expect say for do the right thing. You think say that now illogical
right. Well, you see, because the question is short and you don't allow people to expand, that's where the problem lies. Just like when somebody say bread and butter, you just feel you bring the rice for him and eat. You don't understand. Now, can I explain myself? Right? Now, for instance, for 11 good years, Aneskuruma rented ship and bring it to the Atlantic Ocean to supply power in the country. He didn't build anything substantial that is sustainable. And now, when he left power, hold on. When he left power, the ship went away. Now, in 3 years' time, you know how much development in terms of electricity and Madabio has done? In 3 years. It's 3 years of his presidency, and he's doing more than what is expected.
Mr. Gabo,
correct.
Is the ship back in Sierra Leone?
You tell me if it is there.
No, you tell me.
You tell me. You tell me. Is there light in the city? What are we using to light the city? What are we using to light the city?
Is the ship back in Sierra Leone?
And besides, while Madabio is fighting to bring transformers, you guys are stealing them and breaking them
Mr.
and
Gabo.
destroying them in 3 years.
Mr. Gabo.
How would you expect somebody who's been in power for 11 years destroy the whole economy? But when he was leaving, the international body already left before he leaves. And all those people have to come in. Do you think it's a child's play? It's not a day's work.
Are you aware of what the Africanist press is talking about, the wife of the president? The amount of the money the president...
The Africanist press is a fly-by-night journalist. Okay? He's a political journalist. He's not even a journalist. I don't consider him as a journalist because he don't have a base. Where did he register? Where did he pay tax?
Mr. Gabo, calm down.
He's a fly-by-night journalist.
All right, calm down. Let's just get a clear way and call. Did the ship back to Sierra Leone?
I ask you, answer that.
No.
You tell us.
You bring the ship. He say you bring the ship. He say when Mother Bio come, the ship go away. That make I ask you, is the ship back in Sierra Leone?
I don't know about that.
Okay.
But I knew when Ahmed Kuruman left, there was no light. No light means no ship. Okay? No light means no ship.
Okay, all right. But okay, one junior Cabo, I think he didn't Salon. He said, this man Cabo is a real dreamer. Why not him come to Sierra Leone and live the good lives he assumes the people are living?
Well, let me answer him. I am 24 hours, 7 days in Sierra Leone. Just this morning, I finished talking to my sister. I know what is going there. I have a very big family there. And listen, I am coming to you. I have a very big family there. I have a very big family in America. I invest in Sierra Leone. I invest in America. All right? So being in Sierra Leone and being in America does not suffice that. Okay? It's one and the same. Being in America, being in Sierra Leone doesn't make no difference. Because I work here and I take care of my people in Sierra Leone. Okay?
Mr. Cabo.
Yes.
It's different being in America supporting people within a salon than being in Sierra Leone, living, waiting them people and then they go through. Now this man, the child will tell you.
All right.
Hold on, let me finish. Just hold on, let me finish. Don't say you too thrilled today. Within the man, the child will tell you, we all they support people in a salon.
Right.
But people they wait in a salon, the kind of condition where they live, the experience where they get, is different from where they are, who they send money to them. Now, in this child will tell you, saying, it want for make you go to salon for make you go see the kind of condition where them people in the sometimes it will able to reform your argument a little bit, or at least you get him.
Right. Can I answer him?
You don't really answer him.
No. Let me answer him because you try to expand on the topic. Let me answer him. Right now, I am born from Sanders in Darrington, and when I was growing there, I know my responsibility as a child and as a young boy. I go to the farm, I work. I am telling you, I build a house in my village. Nobody is there. One person left there and only a cousin. All the family moves to Freetown. They are not educated. There is no job for them. And not only my family, the rest of the other people. And we condemn them there. Sometimes they are masters of their faith. That's why they stand today. When during your time, when you are in Africa, when your parents were taking care of you, do you stand in the street and cost the president for food? No. Do you demand food from the people? No. Now everybody does that because they don't want to work. They come and stay in the city. They are not educated. They don't go to school. They don't do nothing. They wear 2 boxes of matches and peddling in the street. Who is going to feed them?
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Cabo. Are you blaming the people of Sierra Leone because of their condition?
Sometimes you are a master of your fate. Sierra Leone has never been happy.
Okay, let him keep saying he's campaigning for me. He's campaigning for me.
Okay.
I give you enough rope.
Mr. Cabo,
I give you enough rope to hang yourself.
Mr. Cabo, the last thing why they expect people like you so for blame the people there for the condition of waiting they go on today like you because you got to know better. But let me read something for you. What Ajibu Jalo say? Ajibu Jalo say detractors will always misrepresent the fact. The mayor was simply informing her audience that even the parliament saw that she was being railroaded. She went further to say that sanitation is her flagship program, and as such, she will be damned if she will accept a potentially defiant employee, that is Kemokai, into her council that will challenge her authority. She wants someone that will support her programs and implement all action points without delay. She certainly does want someone brought. You get 1 minute, Mr. Cabo.
That's jealous interpretation. But what I get from the mayor is that she called Kemokai, and after he mentioned the name of Kemokai, he mentioned the Kemokais. He made it a plural, which stands for the Mende. And after that, he said, which stands for the Mende. So what he's saying is contrary. He's just trying to rub a lipstick on a pig. That's what he's trying to do.
All
But
right, Mr. Gabo.
what I'm telling Mr. Jallo, let me send a message to Mr. Jallo. Mr. Jallo, your mayor is a tribalist, he's a bigot, and he's all kind of the things you can think about. Okay, she's an idiot in that sense too. Okay,
Right. Mr. Gabo. Mr. Gabo.
Yeah. Yeah.
First of all, let's wait and call thing. I want for make we understand say the people of Sierra Leone are not idlers. We just want for go na Freetown, for go stay without any job. I want for make you retract that because the reason what to make you run away today na Salonika na America na ya, na because the same thing where the people of we been in na upline, we run away na upline can na Freetown. So for you for can begin talk say the misery that they make their own misery, it's a little bit insensitive. And as a Sierra Leonean, we born and bred and know the condition of Sierra Leone, I think say you ought to know better on that. Please retract that because that is really, really insulting to with people them way they suffer today. So please,
Mr. Mankota, I repeat, I said sometimes man is master of his fate, and I explained to you. There's no way you know it and I know it. It's just because you stand on political grounds. And I'm not standing on political grounds. Nobody has to vote for me in Sierra Leone. All right? And I'm not standing on political grounds. Okay? So therefore, I can say what I have to say. I am not looking for a presidency position in Sierra Leone. I'm not looking for a minister where you have to vote for me. You are looking for political base for people to vote for you. You are welcome. You are welcome. And because of that, you cannot say the truth. Okay? The lands are wasting. The lands are wasting in our areas, in the northern province, in the eastern province, in the southern province, everywhere. And even the Creole people who live in the city know that their city is being congested. And as such, they need a relief. These people have to go back if Sierra Leone has to be better. They have to go back to where they come from the provinces, and start doing farming and make use of the environment in which they live for their feeding.
All right. I don't say you are not looking for political position, but I strongly believe you are looking for decency, right?
What's your question? What is your question?
I tell you, no, say you are not looking for political position, but you are looking for decency, right?
Yeah, what is so good about decency is the most priority. Decency in sense, you take care of yourself when you are grown up. You make sure your children don't cause in the street. You make sure they don't become vagabonds to hold stones against police. That is decency. And you can take care of them and you take care of yourself. You have to utilize the limited resources you have in the proper way. That is decency.
Did you really see the reaction right now where they get from the viewers?
No, I don't know because I am on the phone. It's very little.
Oh my God!
Very little.
Sagago, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. Now you go to Sierra Leone, people will crucify you. I'm giving you enough rope. I'm telling you, you are destroying the SLPP. You are not helping them. You are in no way helping them. Sierra Leoneans are not fools. Sierra Leoneans are not fools.
Let me tell you something. I am not talking about, I didn't tell you I'm standing on the grounds of SLPP. I'm not even a member of SLPP.
You will never say. You will never say. But I know, everybody knows.
Let me say this clear to you. Check the history of Sierra Leone. I have never been registered to a party in Sierra Leone. So that's one. So if you want to put it to the SLPP because you are APC or because I'm a Timini, you are wrong. And nobody will defend me. I can defend myself.
No.
Mr. Gabo.
No.
After this, now for go watch the broadcast. Bible, go ahead.
Well, at times when we here, we say things, we have to be mindful that we get an international audience and the message they go everything. So we have to be careful what we say here because we know for misrepresent the fact. Believe me, it is a fact that things are hard in the country, things are trouble. You will see the indicators. The bank governor come and say money no dey. We get crisis, liquidity crisis. The price per bag of rice don't go right up. The exchange rates don't go right up. Continuous blackout day na the country. We see the unpressed paper, we see all over the media. Things are not going the way they should be. Our people are suffering, our compatriots are suffering. If we not sympathize with them, they can't get sit down by medium like this, we begin to say some of the things that Mr. Kabo is saying. That is very pathetic. It's very pathetic. We therefore sympathize with we brother there, say they are going through some situation, we say they are not right. Why do we have a government? The primary aim of a government is to seek the welfare of the citizen. Like a business organization, the business exists to maximize profit. Whereas you as an individual, your existence is based on satisfaction maximization. Role play. So if the government they go on with the everything they go and the government cannot fix things, things are just escalating from one issue to another. That now something of concern. Would they see all they talk about the jobs? Would they see about the jobs? Would the every government they program na lunge, it never take off. We see the government they launch something that never materialized. I don't know which side they get your own fact. But they get from the social media and they get the local news from Sierra Leone. Things are not easy. Times are hard. My friends, I go school na salon. Everybody I have a lot of friends, Southeasterners, everybody. They are government. The vehicle there, then they park that money where the government black give them for make them fix the entire there. They say, look them in the back. Believe me, they asked me to send something to fix the tires. The gas what government they give them for make them do their runs. It's not forthcoming right now. Say things are very hard in the country. You see, and they have nobody for ask. Nobody seems to be responsible. This is what is, and they don't complain because everybody who say they wait them pull you there, but not create a situation made them pull you there. So our friends, our brothers are suffering in the country. I'm telling you, it's not a joke. You see, so if you know what I'm coming from, you know what they talk, what they talk. So even our brother always say that these are university, graduates. They have second degrees. Believe me, they are sufferers. They are sufferers in the country. And in a country where in first degree or universities to graduate and they suffer, that country is doomed, and that is where we are. So if you don't know, that is our definition for now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gabo. I think so, you don't hurt a lot of people then today. And when they see that, na the what them call, na the
Mr. Mankota, I repeat. No, let me tell you, because you call my name, and I have to tell you, I'm not defending myself. I'm just telling you what it is, okay?
Okay.
Our brothers, our sisters, there are no jobs in Freetown. They have to give space to Freetown. Let them go back to the provinces when they are not employed and do agriculture and do certain work that they can live on. This is where I came from. I was there up to when I was even 30 to 40 years. I survived. And everybody, listen, let me tell you something. Since I was born in Sierra Leone, the only time I believe I enjoy, was the time when SLPP was in power or just left power and Shaka Stephen take over. And that enjoyment from SLPP, it was new and it spilled to Shaka Stephen. And then he just destroyed the whole thing.
So that's
what I'm telling you.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
I don't have ever been hard.
Mr. Gabo, you don't feel about this old and call today. So give me a chance now. Yeah. Mr. Gabo, you're not Timmy, right?
Correct.
What is the difference?
I don't care about that. Let me ask you.
You can forgive yourself.
Answer you. I'm a Timini. What is your own tribe?
No, hold on. Let me.
No, well, the conversation will not go further. You have to tell me your own tribe, Abu. You ask me, I answer you.
This is the power philosophy.
I am a Timini.
Hold on, Mr. Gabo. Hold on. Let me ask you.
Tell me what is your tribe?
What's the difference between Tune and Sane?
Well, you are not. What is your tribe?
In Atimini.
You Natimini?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you don't know what is Tune and Sane?
No. What you mean in your own opinion? What's the difference between Tune and something I want for bring and that make they bring this? What's the difference between Tune and Sane?
I know 10 times where you are coming from and where you are going, from the beginning until where you are going. The difference between Tune and Sane is that you tell person Sane several times, and he or she sees the trouble, and you still telling him Sane, and he don't Sane. When he fails, tell him Tune after several times.
Mr. Kabo, you not Timini?
That's what I explained.
Okay, let me help him. Let me help him. I want to help him. I want to help him. He conversat with the term euphemism.
Correct.
Euphemism, the English.
Correct. Of course.
A mild way of saying something.
Exactly.
Or a respectful way of saying something.
That's
So when you tend to be in term there, when you want to be euphemistic, you want to use a euphemism, you say Sane. When you want to be rude or harsh, you say Tune.
Exactly.
That is my own understanding. Makota.
I don't know where Mr. Makota, I don't see where the difference lies, but based on my explanation.
No,
I tell you repeatedly, if I tell you bow down repeatedly, and I tell you say Sane repeatedly, you know Duam, I will tell you say Tune. That's what I said.
Mr. Gabo.
So it's the same thing.
Mr. Gabo.
Yeah.
The reason why to make I bring this, I'm sorry for people that we don't understand. Now the same thing like Butu. So the reason why to make I bring this.
I know everything.
Hold on now. Let me explain to the people that are listening to him. The reason why to make I bring this, the point where they try to talk about the people of Sierra Leone, the one who didn't have Freetown, who just go they don't have Freetown, they left now Freetown, they left now upline and kind of Freetown. Now I want to make a humanize you to the people we don't understand you. Certain things then the way they talk, the same word, the meaning is different depending on how you put them. Now, when you say the people sometimes now masters of their own misery,
correct.
That is something in the context of the way you put them, it's something that is, I think it's a little bit off target because you know what? Most of them people that not be in na Freetown. Number one.
Mr. Makota, let me correct you a little bit. Okay, go ahead. Okay,
explain.
Okay, go ahead.
This is not about you more. This is more about now for the people then. I want to humanize you.
Correct.
Most of them people then they way they na Freetown today. So most of them they're not being even na Freetown. Some of them they're not even sabi Freetown. So some of them they're not being even want Freetown.
Correct.
But when the war comes, some of them burn the entire livelihood na upline. They get for away for their own survival.
Right.
Now it make a lot of wheat today. I don't know about you, but people like we so now it make a lot of wheat today in America now also.
Okay.
Understand? So certain circumstances where they look at person, not look at person based on your own situation. Look at person in a more objective way based on that person in situation and they. For say them and they then say that they're going upline back. Some of them not even get an upline again. That's number one. Please, when we they look at people their own situation, we don't know. We're not going to be able to judge based on the way they see outside. You know, some of them get so much problems. Them if he explain to you, you go sympathize with another. Make law would not just judge somebody by by the way we think. Another no more. I think so we don't reach to the end of the program. I just want to thank Mr. Kabo. Please go watch this video today for making it out. Then go after you. Boy,
listen.
Huh? You say what, Mr. Kabo?
Listen, let me tell you something.
You get 1 minute. You just get 1 minute now.
Right. You mentioned the word, Mr. Kabo you said sometimes people are masters of their fate. I think I said it clearly. Yes, that's what I said, and you said it rightly that sometimes people are masters of their fate. That is exactly what it is. I didn't tell you everybody or all the time. I said sometimes people are masters of their faith. That's what I said to you. When I said to you, and I stand by those.
I ask you,
is that
I ask you, when you make that order, go watch the video. I ask you, are you saying the people there waiting at Freetown, now they cause the misery? You say yes, but go watch them. But go ahead. Maybe you don't realize that, but go watch them. Go ahead.
Mr. Mankota, yeah. I am not hiding from anybody. I told you, sometimes people are masters of their faith. When I started my statement, I said there's no farm in Freetown. You're not educated. I'm not saying you are a fool, but I mean like going to school and doing other things. You don't have a four-corner type of education or classroom type of education. Now, but you can farm. And there's no job for you in Freetown. What are you doing in Freetown when the farms are there? Even when the war came probably it's going about 20 years now when the war is over. Repatriation takes some time. Yes, but at this point in time, I don't see any excuse which somebody will make now why he don't return back to where he came from. Because even when we talk about the towns are empty, there are homes there. Even as long as you go to your home, you will meet a place there to sleep right now. That I tell you, because people are living. And by you going, you will actually reap the benefit of what Mr. Kagbo is saying. You will live a happy life than coming to Freetown all the time, running after political parties, causing trouble, arresting you, putting you in jail. The best thing you can do is go back to the provinces and do your work and educate your children if it is too late for you to be educated. And this is how we are raised. Okay? So you can politicize.
Mr. Kagbo,
you can politicize as much as you can. You're not going to vote for me. Okay?
Mr. Kagbo, I keep telling you, looking at the role of the government. A government forsake the welfare of the people and basic things then for the people there, like where to sleep, employment, job, education. It is the chapter 2 of the Sierra Leone Constitution. It states it is the responsibility of the government to provide education for all the citizens there. Government has a responsibility, just like where they at home, where they feed you in there. So if you say they can't take the reins of government, be ready to make sure that those guys who are in the city, provide them with jobs, provide them with education. It's your responsibility. If you cannot quit,
if you cannot quit,
if I see you as a government, you cannot create job, quit it. Quit the office.
APC have been in power for 37 years. Do you provide jobs for these people?
If you cannot provide jobs, quit it.
Who will provide jobs for them?
APC will take over.
But sure, we are
going to make difference.
Are you promising? Are you campaigning to them that APC will give them jobs? You're making a bad mistake. They've been there through for over 34 years. APC 37 years in rule. This is what the systematic behavior. Are you telling me APC will provide? You are campaigning. You are fooling them. That's why. That's what I'm against. People, Sierra Leoneans, you are not born in Sierra Leone. You're not educated. Go back. APC is fooling you, using you as a campaign tool to tell you that you see SLPT cannot provide job for you. They can provide. APC was there when you were there. They never provide job for you. This is a campaign.
It's all the difference. It's all the difference.
I see where you guys are going. That's why you guys are talking. I see where you're going. You're politicizing the system and keeping the people in slavery. Promising them.
All right, Mr. Kagbo.
Yeah.
You hyper today. I see the thrill for you. The real thrill for you. All right. Let me say one thing.
All right.
What Bashiru say, you understand?
Right. What you say?
The infrastructure on our upland has been demolished so much during the war. It is the responsibility of the government. If you want for them people, then they for go back home, for make them go settle, for make them make the opportunity where to allow the people them then they go now upline. So it is the same thing with Mr. Bible they talk, that the responsibility of the government for making a decentralized. I don't know, I read this word. There are so many times during the time of the APC, I read this word. During the time of the APC, I read this one. It is the responsibility of the government for making them decentralized, because everything, Mr. Kagbo, I don't know when it, like, you come on our Freetown. Anything where you want to do, we get to do with administrative stuff. It is not Freetown.
Okay.
Let them try for decentralize some of them things. If you want to go take an ID, a national ID card, you get to go back to Freetown. If you want to go do other stuff, passport, you get to go back to Freetown. You want to go take this, you get to go back to Freetown. Why don't they sit down on Freetown?
All right. Okay, let me answer you, Mr. Mankota. I don't see what you are talking about. The infrastructure in the provinces are being destabilized. I came from Sanda. I don't know what infrastructure is there other than the houses that are there, because the lands are still there. The houses, those houses were destroyed. And what I'm saying to you is, now, after the war, 3 successful governments have come into power, in the exception of SLPP. And I mean, in the exception of NPRs. Now, what have they done? Why are you keeping the people in Freetown and promising them, telling them when the APC come, they're gonna find jobs for you guys? You keeping them there, you enslaving them, and using them as dogs, sending them to destabilize the government of the day. That's what APC is doing. That's why you keep them there, and it is you who bring these people there.
All right, that's not the last word. Not talk again. Okay.
Thank you.
Not talk. That's it. You know, whether you talk about the APC, the SLPP, the PND, so whoever political party can have power, then get the opportunity, then get the responsibility.
Exactly.
I know I don't tell you to not talk again, right?
I just answer you.
All right. So then get the responsibility for make opportunity, for make them send their opportunity in Freetown. People that just like what Bashir talk. Bashir say, and it make them very clear and support them. He said people follow opportunities. Citizens can move to any part of their country without restriction. If government wants people to move back to upline, they have to create opportunity upline. Farming is not the only opportunity. So therefore, not talking nothing again, but so therefore, we urge the government for decentralize the country. The country is centered around Freetown. And that is bad. Now that makes Freetown is very congested. People then they follow opportunity. So,
so you know that it's bad.
Oh yeah, it's bad. Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
So when the government don't do it, what's the next solution you have?
If you talk again, I will make Bible give.
What is your solution? You and Bible, what is now a solution for the people left?
That make at the time for talking now.
My solution is for them to go back where they come from.
You cannot go back outside opportunity. No, that make at the time for tell you. Opportunity is going to be created by the government. The government create the opportunity in upline. Look, let me tell you one thing. One of the solutions, you understand? As well we get about up to 14 chiefdom we get, right? 14 districts, right?
Right.
Now, most of the food that we they eat, now import with the import, they're not so.
Correct.
We got one of the fertile land in West Africa.
Correct.
The tropical forest, you understand?
Right.
Now, the government, most of the time, they get tractors, tractors, agricultural tractors, you understand?
Right.
Why on earth we get the land enough? Why the government not able to create opportunity on each district? Let the government make state farm.
Correct.
Make people then go work in them farms, then they subsistent agriculture.
So you're coming back to my point, bro.
Turning,
coming to my point.
I don't tell you, not talk again.
And let me just tell you one thing to remind you. That is what this present government is doing, Madabio. And guess what? The APC under Anestoroma has paid the thugs in Sanda to burn down the 14 machine, agricultural machine, where Madabio don't send it. Let them go burn there.
Mr.
So that will tell you now.
Mr. Gabo, you know, we know that. Let me try to explain to the people that we didn't know. You know, people. Let the government create this state farm where some of we will be born with. They read this idea of creating state farm where we able to elevate the people then from poverty, because if you get state farm on in each district, then farms then they're able to supply that district the necessary what they need. So people that were able to stay at them districts, then they instead of coming Freetown for can look for opportunity. We get 14 districts, then 14 districts, and they let it be mandatory. Get huge farms where people then they go work, then go able to get money. Subsistence farming.
Exactly.
don't do subsistence farming for how many years? Still then they're in poverty. So then they look for other opportunity.
Mechanical type of farming.
Yeah, exactly. So let the government do that.
So you don't think that is what the government is doing now? As I mentioned to you, I am from Sanda and I know what is going there now. There are 14 agricultural machines that have been assigned to Sanda, and the APC under Ernest Kuruma have paid the thugs of Sanda to burn down those machines.
All right, that's fine. You always the revert politics, but that's okay.
That's what I tell you now. When they are creating, you are destroying.
So let's do that. Let the government listen to we for them to please, Mr. Government, decentralize Freetown. If you want for let Freetown become a city again, we prosperous, because the congestion alone they make the city they lose money. For example, somebody want for go sell na western area, if they come out from eastern area, it they take how many hours for making reach, and I wouldn't call it now. So then say time is money. So so decentralize the country. If anybody want for go take national ID and other stuff, make each district get in your office where they me if I become president as well, you know what they introduce them? They introduce governorship. Each district gets in your governor where na in the president of that, what them call it, or whatever you call them. Now in the responsible for doing things and they are the whole accountable. I think that's the best way. But anyway, I know once for make Mr. Kabo talking because you don't talk to you don't talk to them. They say my mama airport will have fast track decision of Freetown. Yeah, that would have been a better way because people don't go build that airport. A lot of people that have been going at that area. But you know the next airport will get for camp. My 91 because on the center of Freetown. Now you will get for build the airport. So I want for thank you.
Under your presidency. That's under your presidency.
Oh yeah, 2028. 2028.
Oh, that's the time APC will come to power back, right?
You missed it. You missed it. You missed it. You cannot afford another 5 years of hardship. No.
That's the time APC will come to power again, right?
Yeah, 2028. Now Dr. Mankota, regime that one. But anyway. I just want to thank you now for this, interesting discussion. And I just want for make I tell we listeners and say, we are not meant most of the arguments who they make on TPN. That's not the way TPN. We look for crack arguments and because diversity is very important. It make you a better person. Not only one for listening, what you want for hearing. You will also want for listening, what you want for hearing. Maybe that's you go able to learn from that. So. We are not taking them very seriously. Mr. Gabo, I know say people they vex by you today. But anyway, that's part of the job, right?
He's politicizing it now. I don't think people who are responsible enough are going to be angry with me. Because that's the ultimate fight. Even you turn around, you say to decentralize Freetown and let people go back to the provinces and work. And that's all what I said.
Yeah, but
they have to go back and do the job.
Yeah, but tonight and Saturday. Tonight and Sunday are the same word, but the way you put on
it doesn't matter. If they tell you it's overdue. Freetown is overdue, it's overflowing over 20 years.
So all right,
okay?
all right.
We used to tell them this and then now we tell them they have to go.
All right. Tell you government for making decentralized Freetown. That's I think that the best way around it. Tell us
it would have been better, and if Koroma was having all those things to do that, but he never.
3 years ago, Mr. Gabo, and there's 3 years.
That is what Marabio is doing now. He's only 3 years in power, and he has sent tractors for farming in Sanda. And in that position, and as Koroma is paying Sanda thugs, the useless ones, to burn down the machines.
Why government just feel like Donald Trump? Donald Trump, even up to in 40 years, it is still they blame Obama. That the same thing with them control. So for now, now we have to take responsibility. Say this now, our governments now, with the own accountable 2023. And the only one word way, if we not be careful, because I don't begin here, the SNPP now, they know they talk about 2023, they say 2024. I don't know. I don't know what they about. But 2023, that the time we will make election. Not 2024. Okay. So I thank you very much for this wonderful conversation, and I hope we will continue for agree to disagree or disagree to agree, because it is important at the end of the day. Salona, we young country, bro. No, nobody not able to make up for we. Now we get for make a leg who fair to for done at the end of the day. We get for embrace who step back and say, you know what, for the benefit of the green, white, and blue, let's come together and work for the benefit of Salon. So we'll see you back next week, the same time, the same place. Goodbye.